Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Plami, and in this episode of Reaction-RtK, I'm gonna be doing the third and final part of my reaction to AGUST's mixtape D-2. So far I've reacted to the first 6 songs, those being Moonlight, What Do You Think, Strange, 28, Burn It, and People. In this video I'm gonna be reacting to the last 3 songs, those being Honsool, Interlude, Set Me Free, and Dear My Friend. And I gotta say, the last 3 songs have been amazing. So these last 3 songs of the album are... I'm really hoping that they're gonna be really good. I'm really hyped about them being really good, but I also don't want to be disappointed, so I don't want to hype myself too much. So let's just get into it and get it over with, starting off with the song Honsool in 3, 2, 1. Is the song gonna start anytime soon? Okay. It took its sweet ass time.
방문을 들어서면은 온전히 나를 마주하는 시간 정막이 가득한 밤 샤워를 끝마친 다음 술로 해독하는 기억 잘 안 나는 하루에 마치 편을 술에 지두 고단한 하루 일과는 어찌어찌 해냈고 골파게티는
Okay, I think this one is not as strong as the last 3. I mean, it already just started off weird because it took like 30 seconds to start off. And I'm just not really vibing with it. Although I like this part. I like that. This thing I like. The way this sounds, I love that. But the rest of the song is just a little bit too boring for me. Too little is happening. This feels more like an instrumental version or an interlude or something, not really a song. There's barely any lyrics. It's been 2 minutes and we've barely heard anything from him, be it singing or rapping. And the one that we hear, I'm not really sold onto, so yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we're definitely not gonna be reacting to this one a second time because it's way too boring. And I know I might sound harsh about it, but yeah, there's just too little happening. For what it is, again, it's not really a bad song because I like the vibe, I guess, a little bit. but there's just too little happening in the song. There's barely any rapping. It's mostly an instrumental. It might as well have been an instrumental song. I would have at least not having to had to compare it to other songs in which there's a lot of rapping and singing. Because compared to those, yeah, it's weak. It's weak as hell. It's probably my least favorite songs that we've checked out so far, or at least about as bad as Strange, which was the song that featured RM. And yeah, the only thing that I really liked about this song is during the chorus part, the way he sings with his voice. That's the only thing that I liked, and the only thing that is memorable about the song, I would say. The rest is just not really that interesting. It's a very boring song, I would say. Which is why personally I'm gonna give this one a 7.6 out of 10, which I think is the lowest score so far for this album. And probably unfairly harsh because in a certain sense it was less annoying than the song featuring RM. But still, I feel like just because it's so boring, there's not enough things happening into it. It's just not that interesting for me to listen to. At least for Strange, as much as I don't enjoy RM's rapping, at least Suga's rapping is pretty decent and there's an interesting thing happening with the instrumental. For this one, the only thing that is interesting is the vibe, I guess, kind of. It's a little reminiscent of the songs from the last video that I liked, Burn It, which was the one that features Max. But there's just too little happening in the song overall. Like, there is like 2 rap verses that I noticed, and they're kind of short, and there's just not enough stuff happening. Well, objectively, I think I'm gonna give it an 8.6 out of 10 because I think most people not gonna give a shit. Like, if you like the vibe of the album and like the vibe of the song, and if you're open-minded, I think it's a very enjoyable song. It's just for me, whenever I search for a song, or like, how should I explain this? I tend to listen to the K-pop songs which most demand to be listened to, like the ones that instantly hook me and don't let me go until I've listened to them like 30-40 times. Those are the kind of K-pop songs that I listen to the most. This one I might end up listening to at some point, but I'm not really gonna go out of my way to listen to, because Burn It is kind of a better version of it already, because the vibe is the same and that one has a really good sounding singing and really cool rapping. But it's still a decent one. Like, it's not bad for sure, it's not badly made, it doesn't sound bad, it's just boring. That's the main thing that I get from this one. So yeah, let's continue with the next song of this video, that being the song Interlude, Set Me Free, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one is gonna be very short as well. At least this one says it's an interlude, so... Okay, can someone explain to me why Suga struggles with English pronunciation? I don't really get it. I kind of like how he sounds, but it's just confusing. He kind of says it with an accent, I feel like. Okay, for this one there are slight hints of a really cool song, but I don't think it's gonna go there. Okay, I was wrong. Somewhat. I like that it raised it up a little bit for the chorus, but I think it should have gone a little bit bigger with this. And this one definitely should have been longer. But at least the idea behind the song is really good and I like it. And some of the vibe of the song, I like it, but it just feels like it's hidden behind a kind of less interesting sounding song. Like there's some hints underneath the basic things of the song that I really like. And I feel like it could have been a really emotional or powerful song, but I don't know if that's how he intended it to sound, so I don't want to judge it too much, but I really wish it went in that direction. Okay, since this one is a very short one, we're gonna listen to it one more time, so let's get into it again in 3, 2, 1. This song actually has a little bit of a dream quality to it. Like it sounds like a, how to say it? It sounds like a song that could be used in a dream sequence or something. And I really like it because of that. It kind of feels like it's a kind of like a happy song with a sad undertones. I guess you could say melancholic. But I don't really think that is a good description of it. I feel it feels more genuinely like a happy song with sad undertones. And I wish the sadness broke through the happiness, but it doesn't really manage to do that. And again, I don't know if he intended it to sound like that, whether he wanted to do it and just he didn't do. It's just what I would have wanted to hear from this one. Yeah, this one is better than I expected. I think the best description for this song would be sappy. I think that's the best word I can think of that describes this song. It's a sappy song. It's a both sad and happy song, but it's not quite melancholic. It feels like the kind of song you would listen to when you're crying from happiness or laughing in sadness. I don't know. That's just how this song makes me feel. Like when I listen to the song, I just imagine somebody walking towards a sunset. Like something is ending. Like, you get what I mean? That's the kind of vibe I get from this one. And again with the female vocals, I like that. Okay, so this one actually surprised me a little bit. Because it's an interlude, I expected it to probably be a filler-ish a little bit, or it wasn't going to have much going for it, but it actually did, and it's actually a pretty interesting one. I like the vibe of it, again, similarly to Burn It. I honestly like how some of these songs are inspiring me in different ways, like making me imagine things in my head, like imagine ideas. Especially, they're inspiring me in some ways I could add to my stories which I write on Wattpad. As I mentioned for the song Burn It in my last video, this one, in a similar way, makes me imagine a situation. Like for Burn It, it was kind of like a post-apocalyptic world and somebody walking through a destroyed town. That's what I was visualizing when I was listening to the song. For this one, what I'm imagining is somebody walking towards a sunset after they've lost somebody who they loved. And I love the feeling that it gives me. I love it so much. And similar to a few of these album songs, I wish it was longer. Like, why the hell didn't he make them, like, all of the songs like 3 minutes long? It's helpful when I'm reacting to them because it takes less time to react to them, but when I listen to them later, it's gonna be so disappointing because it just ends so fast. But yeah, for this one, actually I'm gonna give the song a 9.9 out of 10 personally. I think it might as well be a 10 out of 10, but I would have given it a 10 out of 10 if it was a longer song because I like everything about it. It's a chill, calm song, but I love the feeling that it gives me. It's just too goddamn short, and that's something that I'm gonna take for the song, the points for the song. So it's going to be as best as it could be at a 9.9 out of 10. But objectively, I don't care about things like this, and I don't think most people are gonna care, so objectively it gets a 10 out of 10 because it's an amazing song with an amazing vibe. And there's not even that much going on, but it's weirdly emotional. Like, there's not much going on similar to the last song, but I think in this case, it's done right. It evokes the right emotion. The last one, the emotion or the vibe was just too similar to Burn It, and Burn It just did it much better, I don't know. But this one, the vibe is different, and it does it much better. So I love it, I love it. So now we are going to be getting into the last song of this video, that being Dear My Friend, featuring Kim Jong Wan, who I have no idea who he is, so yeah. Let's get into it and see whether I'm gonna like it or not in 3, 2, 1. This is starting off like an Astral song. And I was gonna say that I wasn't going to like it, but I like it already. Holy shit, this guy's vocals are amazing! Okay, for a slow rap, I'm actually liking it decently well. And he also speeds it up in random moments, so I like that as well. Like, it's not completely slow, because I don't really like slow rapping. Most of the time it doesn't work. So I'm glad that he's doing his own style of like faster rapping. Oh my god, I love the emotion in his voice. It sounds so powerful. I love that. Wait, how long is this song? What the hell? I just noticed that the video I'm watching is like 5 minutes. I don't think the song is gonna be that long, but we'll see. And yeah, I gotta say, as I'm listening to this song, I'm definitely entertained. But so far, out of the songs in this album, this one is the one with the most different vibe. Like, this sounds like an Astro song featuring Suga, if I gotta be honest. So it really stands out. But it also stands out with a sound that I don't necessarily enjoy as much. I mean, I don't know. I'm liking Kim Jong Wan's singing a lot, but I'm not sure whether that's enough for me to be listening to this song afterwards on my own, because the vibe is just so different from the rest of the album. And it's not like the sound or the vibe is bad, like it's not like I hate Astro's music or anything like that, but it's just Suga, or should I say August D's songs, and the vibe of those songs is something that I really like regardless of what the genre of the song is. While in this case, the fact that it's a completely different vibe, it's kind of preventing me from being able to enjoy it as much as those songs. But still, for what it is, the song is amazing. Yeah, this sound doesn't feel like Suga at all. Or BTS for that matter. But I gotta say, even this sound would be preferable for BTS to do rather than what they are doing right now. Okay, so I guess the song was pretty long. It's like 4 minutes. 5, actually. It genuinely ended up being 5 minutes long. Are you kidding? Damn. I guess this was kind of like an extended version because there was a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a guitar solo, but an instrumental part that I really liked. But yeah, it's just like this song is a little bit weird because it has a completely different vibe and sound from the rest of the album. So I don't really know how to put it compared to those. Because on its own, I think this one is gonna be personally and objectively a 10 out of 10. Because I think for what it is, it did it amazingly. She was rapping, I mean on the second list it's most likely gonna be completely fine. It's just on the first one, as usual, it's just not as catchy as it is after a while. But overall, the song for what it is fucking amazing, and I love Kim Jong Wan's singing. I was actually thinking that I was probably not gonna enjoy it, and with somebody's name being written like this, like Kim Jong Wan, or not just more stage name-like name, I expected it to be some kind of a ballad or something, and it kind of leaned into that for sure. But I still enjoyed it for what it is, and I really like the instrumental. And as I said, this really reminds me of Astro's music at all, so considering that I yesterday enjoyed listening to Astro's probably best album so far, if we're talking chronologically from the ones that I've checked out so far, I'm not talking about the most recent one, which I also enjoyed a lot. It is the best one. So yeah, I think I'm genuinely gonna give it personally and objectively a 10 out of 10. Yes, it's a different vibe, but for what it is, it did it amazingly. I love it. I'm glad that we ended up with a decent banger. I would say, like, we ended up with a bang, not with a whimper, which is good. And I will definitely have to listen to all these songs a little bit more on my own before I decide whether it's gonna go into the top albums of 2020. But I think it's a solid contender for at least getting into the top 10, but we'll see whether it's gonna go into the top 5, because there's quite a few really good albums at this point. Some that came completely out of nowhere, some that expectedly ended up in the list, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it's going to go. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories. Because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you end up enjoying my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can go over to Patreon where you can pledge your support and help keep the channel going. It helps support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. And additionally, I just want to mention that all the money you decide to support me with are gonna go towards my transition fund, because if you're new to the channel or just haven't noticed at this point, I'm actually trans, but I am yet to start my transition properly. I'm hoping to do so in the next 2 months, because I will be moving out of my parents' house and I'll be living on my own, and I'll be able to do whatever the hell I want. So if you could help me out monetarily with that, that would be greatly appreciated, but I don't want to guilt trip you into helping me out. So you don't have to if you don't want to. You can help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next episode. Bye!